Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining me for another little technique snippet, and we're going to be doing a little bit more hip release today. It's quite a complementary thing that we're going to be doing to the exercises we did on Friday evening. So if you missed that one, I will pop a link in the comments for you. That was a really nice full sequence to really loosen up the hips using muscle energy techniques and a little bit of movement. Today we're going to be using a tennis ball or a dog ball or a massage ball, whatever you have to hand, just to get some more deep release into the muscles, deep into the hip, in the glute muscles, and then even more deeper into some of the deep hip rotator muscles. So grab your tennis ball, grab your dog ball, whatever it is, and let's lie down. And you're going to come onto your back and you're going to have your feet flat on the floor. And just relax the upper body down. You're going to take the ball and stick it right into your bum, basically. And you might already feel, if you've got tight glutes, it might already feel a little bit ouchy. These techniques sometimes might not be the most comfortable of things, so you need to take some deep breaths and really breathe with it. Just allow the weight of your body just to kind of sit onto the ball. Now from here, to get really deep into the muscle, what you want to do is take the leg out to the side. So I'm opening my leg out, and as you do this you might find a tender spot, in which case just hold on that spot and take a few deep breaths. So if you're just joining me now, grab your tennis ball and lie down, and we're going to stick the tennis ball into our bum on the floor. So finding a new spot to put it into if you're following along with me. And same again, just gently opening and closing the leg, finding a tender spot and just holding it there. Allow your weight to sink into it. Take some deep breaths. Maybe gently move the leg in and out a few times. It's just a case of finding some tender spots and just breathing through them, and gradually, after about 10 seconds or so, they should release and you can move on to a new spot. And we're getting really deep into some of the hip rotators, particularly with this movement of the leg coming out like this. We're getting into some of those deep hip rotators as well as the more superficial glutes on top. So again, just relaxing. Once you've done about 3 or 4 spots on the one side, I would switch to the other side. So again, you're just taking your tennis ball, just in case you're joining us now, taking your tennis ball and you're just placing it into the glutes and finding a tender spot perhaps, or if you haven't found a tender spot, then move your leg. You might find the tender spot when you start to move the leg. And then just gently breathing when you find a place that feels a little bit uncomfortable. Try and allow your weight to relax onto it. What tends to happen is we'll tense up and our body will want to pull away from that. You have to take a deep breath and just allow your body to relax onto the ball. And if you take a couple of deep breaths, count to 10, the discomfort should release. And let's find another spot on that side. So I'm doing this with you guys as well. It's the end of a day. If you're in the same time zone as me, perhaps doing this when you've finished your work for the day. This is a really nice one if you've been sat at a desk all day. Gently moving the leg in and out. Sometimes this can just stretch and release the muscle, which will allow you to get in deeper. And we're going to do one more on this side. So as I said previously, if you join me on Friday for the muscle energy technique and the other hip strengthening and release work, this is very complementary. You could do this before or after doing that little sequence perhaps, or you could alternate them on different days. And let's do it just a moment more. and release. So we don't have to spend forever here. You know, we just do a couple of spots on each side. I normally pick about 3 spots on each side. If I'm in a hurry, I can set a timer, maybe do a minute on each hip, and then just move on. You know, you could spend hours here. Sometimes I know if I've been doing a lot of dancing, for example, a lot of hip work, a lot of shimmies, that kind of thing, or a lot of strong contractions, I know that I could spend ages here. But sometimes, you know, it's could be counterintuitive to spend too long on it. So if that's of interest to you and you'd like to work with me a little bit more, I am opening up this week my Strong Motion program, which has all sorts of goodies included: muscle energy techniques, the strength and flexibility work. Depending on what your individual situation is, you might be assigned some of these kind of exercises to help you get some real release and relax in your hips. If you're feeling any discomfort, any pain in your hips or low back or knees, perhaps it could be a result of imbalances in your pelvis potentially. Which we will be looking at, and I'll be working with everyone on an individual basis. So you have your own assessment, and depending on what you need, you'd have your own personal program to follow along with, and then regular contact with me and further assessments as we go along to see how you're progressing and to see how I can help you. And because I'm working with dancers, with belly dancers, we would also be looking at your hip work for dance. So your individual, what I call single hips, plus also some shimmy drills to get your shimmies going, because I feel like if we're going to be loosening up our hips, what better to test the effect it has on our shimmies as well. So if this is of interest to you, I'm offering a free 15-minute pelvic assessment. The link is in the comments box, so jump on there and sign up. It's for this week only, so don't delay. Please do sign up if you're interested in working with me. And if you have any questions, please do pop them in the comments. And if you're watching this on catch up, then tag me and I will know to answer your questions. Do give me a like or a thumbs up, a like or a heart if you have enjoyed this. And I will be back again tomorrow, same time, with another little snippet for you. Take care and have a lovely evening. Bye bye.